I'm gonna show you the most important, most useful lesson for every beginner photographer. This lesson is explained through an image. With the help of this image, just by looking at it, everybody who just started to do photography will know how to set the camera. Aperture, shutter speed, ISO, the camera's three main settings are there. And because this image is so well made, everything that might seem overwhelming at first can be understood at a glance. If you stay until the ending of this clip, it means that you really want to learn. So at the ending, I'm going to tell you from where you can download this image for free. Okay, let me show it, let me explain. On the internet, there are more versions of this image and all of them show the same thing. But because I couldn't find a high-resolution image, I opened up Photoshop and made my own. After 4 hours of work, it was done. So this is it. The main settings of a camera are in this image: aperture, shutter speed, and ISO. In the top side, we have the aperture setting. The aperture is in the lens, and we can choose if we want it to be more closed or if we want a wide opening. This setting, what we choose, affects the clarity of the background. A lot of people want to have a smooth, blurry background. As we can see in the left side, the smaller the aperture value, the more blur we have behind the subject. If we want a more sharp background, we simply have to raise the aperture value. Easy, but I will make a part 2 of this clip where I'm gonna give you more details here. On the second line, we have the shutter speed setting. Shutter speed means how much time is the camera sensor exposed to light. This setting also affects the end result, as we can see. In the first image, the person was captured at 1/1000th of a second. This moment is completely frozen. But if we start to move our eye towards the right side, the motion effect is more and more visible, until at an exposure of half a second, the person is indistinguishable. The last line shows the ISO sensitivity. In other words, how sensitive is the camera sensor while exposed to light. When we have plenty of light, we use smaller ISO values, but when light conditions aren't that good, we raise the ISO value. As soon as we raise it, the photos start to get a grainy look. Basically, the image quality starts to deteriorate. An effect comes into play, also known as noise. Now, I'm not gonna leave you like this. I'm gonna show you how to set the camera in manual mode. It's not that complicated, you're gonna see. Everything that we talked about, aperture, shutter speed, and ISO, create something that is called the exposure triangle. All digital cameras that have manual mode display something that is called the exposure indicator. It shows us how lit or how dark will be the photo that we're gonna take. If the light meter's indicator goes well above 0, the image will be too lit or overexposed. If the indicator goes too much below 0, the image will be too dark or underexposed. It's good to have the indicator on 0. This creates a good exposed photo. Ideally, on digital cameras, the indicator must go just slightly below 0. From experience, when you will edit your photos, you'll understand why I'm recommending this. Your role as a photographer is to keep an eye on that light meter and to play with these three settings: aperture, shutter speed, and ISO. We let our creativity shine by how we juggle with these settings. In time, by practicing, we will get used to the settings and will operate the camera faster. That will be the moment when photography becomes second nature to us. When we learn how to set the camera, that is the moment when we turned that camera into a lifelong friend. A friend that will always be with us, helping us to see and enjoy more moments. It's a pity that so many people get discouraged at the beginning. They quit photography because nobody showed them an easy way to start. This is the easy way to start, guys. By having this image on your phone or on a piece of paper while you're shooting, things will be more smooth. I made this so that you won't quit, so that you will enjoy photography. Below in the description of this video, there is a link that will take you to the Learning Photographer's Facebook page. From there you can download this image so that you're gonna have it with you anytime. If you appreciate my efforts, guys, if this was useful for you, please have a minimum interaction with this video and press that like button. It only takes a second. There will be more clips like this. I'm gonna make a part 2 where I'm gonna give you even more details about depth of field, shutter speed, and ISO. But until then, go make some photos. See you.